Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to another Comfy Cozy book discussion. Tonight, we are here to discuss The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. And tonight, we are being the Thursday Murder Club because we're discussing this on a Thursday. But if you read the book, go ahead and let us know by leaving a magnifying glass down below. Don't tell us your star rating yet. We will talk about that at the end. But obviously, I have my two lovely co-hosts with me tonight to talk about this book, and I will let them introduce themselves in just a second. But yeah, let us know if you read the book, and don't give us full thoughts yet. Just leave us a magnifying glass. So, all right, ladies, tell us who you are, tell us your channel, and tell us, do you normally read stuff like this? Is the Thursday Murder Club kind of like in your forte of reading?
Hello, my name is Keisha, and my channel is A Book Like You. And this is in some ways in my wheelhouse, but in other ways not. So in the ways that it is, I would say I classify this as just like a straight murder mystery. I think some people would classify it as a cozy. I would not classify it that way, but I do read cozy mysteries. So the cozy elements in the story, and then the fact that I've read murder mysteries too. Like I would say that I've read things like this before and typically enjoyed them. So I don't read things like that all the time, but yeah. Why am I complicated? Yes, it's in my wheelhouse. That's all I have to say.
That's funny. Hello, my name is Jules. My channel is Jules Books and Things. I haven't read anything similar to this before, but I, like Keisha as well, also have read, I do like cozies. I love cozies with sleuths. Not this many sleuths, but I also have read detective mysteries, and I do like those, but they're real detectives, not like sleuth detectives. So it's kind of different. So I did get very detective vibes from this. But so mashing those two together, I have not read like that before, but I like them separately, if that makes sense.
Yes, that does make sense. Hello, everybody. If you are new here, my name is Hannah, and I'm the host of Comfy Cozy. And as far as this being in my wheelhouse, I think that it is sort of kind of just like Keisha was saying. I do read cozy mysteries mostly. I am learning that I'm not a huge fan of general mystery. I either like thrillers or cozy mystery. I don't like in between, just because I feel like if you try to get, I like the cozy elements of cozy mysteries, and I like the thrilling aspects of thrillers, but if you get me into something like this, I kind of get a little bit bored. Just typically what I've read in the past. So anyway, that's us. Again, let us know if you read the book. Say hi if you're joining us. Andrea's here. Andrea is a lover of this series.
Yeah, poor Andrea. We're sorry.
Andrea, you have to let us know. I'm pretty sure she read it. Did you read it twice this month? I'm pretty sure she read it twice this month. I was like, what dedication? And I'm sure she just loves it that much. Hi, Betsy. Yes. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Jeannie. Wendy DNF'd it. That's okay, Wendy. But I want to say for a few minutes because I need to pick it back up. We probably won't. I'm just going to let you know. But
not from this side of the room.
Maybe somebody will.
Yeah.
Jen's here. Hi, Jen. All right. And I know a couple of friends were not able to join us tonight, so they'll probably be watching that replay. But if you guys are ready, we'll go ahead and get started. Okay. We'll start with an easy one. First question is, have you read by Richard Osman before? Because I don't know a ton of his books, but have you read anything by him before? If so, what have you read? Or are you interested in picking up anything else by him that's not Thursday Murder Club?
No. To both.
Yeah.
Honestly, no.
He's written this, and then We Solve Murders. That's the only things he's written, right? I think unless somebody else knows something different.
I think so.
We Solve Murders just came out, and I have heard zero good things about that book.
But did you hear where, like, some people were saying the writing in this one and the writing in that one seems different? And so, like, I'm wondering, because some people
If we would like
loved this one and didn't love We Solve Murders. But
Mhm.
then, so I'm wondering, since, some people didn't like this one,
Yeah.
will we like the other one? So,
I don't know. I'd be kind of, I don't know. I'm not willing to
I'm
say
not going to
he's-
try it.
It looks like he's collabed on a couple other books with people, but as far as what he's written, no, that's.
So he's only written. I did not research that beforehand.
Mhm.
He's only written Thursday
The
Murder
Thursday
Club.
and that.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
I wonder if he's just like a new writer.
Well, isn't he like a TV show something? Or
Yeah, he does something with comedy, I think.
Oh, hang on. What's this? The World Cup of Everything. Well, he wrote something else in.
Yeah, he's one of the
What is that?
best known faces on British television as the host of hugely popular quiz shows, Pointless, and is a regular guest on many others.
Yeah. So he's a popular dude in other worlds, just and recently in book world.
I don't quite know what that other book is, but it's like it's weird. It's almost like a debate book or something. I don't know. That was in 2017, so that was a while ago. But oh wait, House of Games, 1054 questions to test your wits, wisdom, and imagination. So other kinds of books like that he's written back in like 2017, 19. But as far as his like novels, it looks like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. And Andrea did read it twice.
Mhm.
And so this is our third time reading it, which is crazy.
Oh, wow.
I do just love it. I love mysteries and Agatha Christie type mysteries, which this does kind of make me a little nervous about reading Agatha Christie.
No,
Because
it's different.
I'm bored. Okay, good.
Not that you won't. I mean, some people read Agatha Christie and are bored, and I understand that because it took me a minute to get used to.
Mhm.
But it's still different writing than what this is.
Okay. Yeah, and we'll get into that, but I feel like this was just really hard to follow at some points, and it just kind of lost my interest. Wendy said no. I read We Solve Murders and felt the same about that book. Too much going on. I don't think Richard Osman is for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't like Agatha Christie either, so it tracks. Yes, I tried We Solve Murders during. Yeah, that's right. DNF'd it 150 pages and only read that much to get points for the readathon. Oh, oof. I read them all, and the writing style is the same. I loved We Solve Murders. So I guess if like you like his writing style, you're gonna like.
Yeah.
Might try the next one just because I like to complete series, but it wouldn't be a priority, and it felt the same about the ones as I did this one. Probably wouldn't read anymore. Yeah, I feel like we're all in the same boat on that. Okay. Second question is, what are your general thoughts, or what were your initial thoughts of reading the book? And so far, we're not going to spoil anything yet for anybody else who might want to consider reading it. Wendy, if you want to stick around for spoilers, go right ahead. But we're just talking general. Like, did you like it? Did you not like it? What were you not liking about it? What was working for you? What was not working for you? And so on and so forth. So whoever wants to start that one.
You want me to go? You want to go?
You can go.
Okay. But I don't have a lot to say, but so at the beginning, I mean, like right off the bat, there was just too many people, and I was super confused. So
Yeah.
it was hard for me to track people right off the bat. Like even with having the physical book, I was like, there's too many people, and I don't know who all these people are, and I don't know what is going on. And it just felt like it was skipping around like all over the place. Like I didn't, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these people are doing this and these people are doing this. And what
Yeah.
does this have to do with this? And I was like, it was like a whoo and all
Yes.
back around again.
Did you read most of it on audio?
I did. Yeah.
I tandem read.
How you did that? I don't know how you did that.
I did both. At some points I was tandem reading, but then after I got to the point where like I just didn't know who was
I
who
agree.
I was like, I'm just listening to this.
That's what I did.
I started Tandem. I was like, okay, this is still confusing. And then I got to a point where I just put it down. I was like, let me just listen to it and let me just get through it. That was always how it was.
I loved the idea of this, and I had like, prior to reading this, I had mostly heard good things about it. So, you know, my expectations, I think, were leveled because I didn't know how I'd feel. But the setting, like, I liked that, you know, and I liked some of the characters, which I know we'll talk about later. But I agree with what Jules said. Like, but words, Keisha. There's so many
all over the place.
There's so many characters. But if you have, sorry, there's loud things going on in my house. If you have a book where the author writes characters in a way that can make you care for them and like feel like they're distinguishable and they're very, it's easy to get invested in them. It's easier to distinguish between characters when there's a lot of them. And I did feel like some of the characters I like more than others, but distinguishability, that's probably not a word, but being able to distinguish the characters and like just have like a care for them deeply that I could follow all that was not there for me. And so I feel like that was part of it. And also agreeing with Jules on it just went everywhere. It was each chapter was like following a different couple of people from the Thursday Murder Club or the detectives or, you know, random people. And it was a little bit scattered. And not only was it scattered in that way, and not only were we already discombobulated in our brains because of that, but then we had to throw in multiple mysteries to solve. Like, excuse me, why are we trying to?
I'm not even hooked to the first one yet. Like, I don't know what's going on with the first one. Why are we throwing something else?
Yes.
And I do think when I first started, like the first 4 chapters of the book, I enjoyed the writing, but I feel like he was doing too much. If he wrote something more simple, and then I don't know, I did like his writing a little bit because it was a little quirky, but overall it was just too much. He was trying to do too many things, and I just felt lost. And then so those are my general thoughts. Those are a lot of thoughts, but.
No, I agree with all of that you guys said. I agree with, because that was initially my thoughts. Like page 10, I was like, I have no idea who these people are and how, like, it just kept throwing people at you. And I remember we were talking about this somewhere with Gwen, and she said that the characters are very distinguishable. And I was trying to get to that part of like, okay, I should know who these people are by now. And it just never.
I mean, I knew them after a while. Like, I'm like, okay, this is so and so. But there was a couple people that I was like, who is that? But like the main,
I can't tell you their names. Like, I'll be like, oh no, that one guy that did this.
Like, I think there was somebody at some point in the book named Austin, and I was like, who the heck is that?
Well, but like everybody remember who that is.
It was just somebody random. Like the little people that they would pull in that were connected to the What do we? There's so many of you.
And it takes you out of the original story of you trying to solve what's at stake, and you're trying to figure out who these people are.
Did y'all's audiobooks and your physical books have different character names for like some of the I was like
who are they talking about? Because that is not
like the
and some of the words. Okay,
some of the words were different.
Yeah,
in the audio,
there was something else that was making me. I can't remember what it was. Never mind.
I meant to look that up as if it was republished.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it happened a lot.
Because I was following along and I was like, wait, what?
Already hard enough for us to figure out who's who, and then you can change the name.
But I feel like what he was trying to do too much, but he had such a good thing going. I feel like with his witty banter and like his humor and the concept could have been so good. Like it really could have. It could have been so good if he would have just made it more simple and just easier to follow, and just maybe done one instead of 3 mysteries.
Yeah.
And I really do think that he could have. I think he did himself a disservice by trying to do too much. So. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
And the mysteries weren't even that interesting.
No, they
Oh.
were rolling my
You
eyes.
didn't give me characters or plot.
No, I was like, what?
Sorry.
I didn't ask the question, but like, is this a character-based book or is this a plot-based book? Because
It
it's
seems,
a little
I
bit
guess
of-
it's a mix, but I didn't care for either one.
I think it was more
Mm.
character, but well, I don't know because they didn't. No, I don't know.
he was just
knows?
doing it all. He was literally doing it all in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Gosh, I feel bad for Andrea. She's like read the book 3 times,
I'm
and we're
sorry,
like,
Andrea.
it was awful.
Andrea's like, ouch. Yeah, we still love you. We just don't love the book.
Oh, Annie popped in. Hello, Annie. Oh, she won't be continuing the series. Too much going on.
Mhm.
I thought there was so much happening that was hard to follow, but I stuck it out and did feel the second half was better.
Yeah.
And I do agree with that.
I
I
would
feel
agree
like
with
once you got established in who these people were
Yeah.
and what was going on for the most part, I feel like the second half was a lot better.
Yeah.
I liked the characters themselves, though, except for Ian. We'll get to that. I didn't feel invested in any of the characters.
Yeah.
I agreed to that to a point, but we'll also talk about that.
Yeah.
Only did audio. I'm sure that didn't help, but I didn't have the physical copy. I don't know how you guys did it. Just
No, she did have the physical copy.
did you mean you didn't?
But I did.
Or you did.
No, I thought she did have it. Maybe she didn't. I don't know.
I love the setting and the face. And the face that it's
And the fact that it's a bunch of older people trying to solve
the
murder.
fact. Okay. I agree. I agree to that. Obviously, it's a bunch of elderly people trying to solve this crime. I love that. But it definitely lost me a lot. And I was on the struggle bus reading with my eyeballs. Betsy reads everything with her eyeballs. And I don't know how she does it.
Yeah.
She inspires me because I could
Yeah,
not
that's awesome.
ever. I listened to it the first time, but this month I did an immersive read both times. Too many characters for me and just too long for it to all tie together. I liked how some of the characters cared for each other. Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Premise sounded fun and like it would be funny, and I was hoping to be pulled in by humor, but it just didn't for me. I agree with that. Didn't notice different words. Yeah.
This.
I wanted to think
Yeah.
it's going to be a cute and funny with older. Yes. And I immediately knew like it was completely different than what I was.
So picture, have either of you read Class Reunions of Murder yet?
No.
So when you do get around to it, there is Aunt Jenny's group of old biddies. that help. That's what she calls them. That's what Poppy calls them. She's like she's like Aunt Jenny and her old biddies. They are so funny, and they are literally always trying to help Poppy figure out. They're like, where are we going now? What are we staking out? What do you need us to do?
That is
and that is what I'm picturing. This group of like old ladies.
Yeah.
Or men and women, whatever, around with this fun, witty banter it was not that. But that is who I'm picturing. If it was like that, I would love it. If they were like the old.
That's what the premise leads you to believe. Like they're in this retirement village with nothing else to
felt
do.
too serious for me.
Yeah, it was for sure. It was very serious.
Yeah.
That was it. Poor Andrea.
Yeah.
We're sorry, Andrea. We'll promise we won't like try and dismantle this book too much. The different name thing between the ebook and the audio drove me nuts. Yes, I definitely enjoyed the second half. Yeah, I had the physical copy, but just never used it. I am assuming you're going to unhaul it. Yeah, definitely not as humorous as I was expecting.
Yeah.
The second one wasn't quite as good.
Yeah.
Do you agree to that?
Keep going in them. They're funny.
Keep going, Annie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Betsy loves that series too. Okay. Let's talk about characters. Who is your favorite character and who is your least favorite character and why? I can do this one if you guys want me to, and then we can just go in a circle.
Yeah, you go.
My favorite was Joyce.
Mhm.
I loved Joyce. Was it one of you that said that you didn't like Joyce? And my heart broke.
Mhm.
Somebody said, I could have sworn somebody said was like, Joyce's.
I think somebody in the Discord did, but I don't know who it was.
Yeah, they were like Joyce's journal entries were annoying. Like,
Oh, I didn't mind them. I feel like honestly, she is who I connected with more because we did have so much from her versus everybody else. You know what I mean? So she kept coming back. So I feel like that's why I liked her more, I think, because
and I feel like she was that genuine elderly woman who was just as sweet as can be and trying to like woo into the criminals. And
Yeah.
as far as my least favorite, I mean, I feel like we're gonna all have the same least favorite. My least favorite was Ian.
yeah,
I
I wasn't sad when he died.
terrible. Yeah, I was like, hallelujah.
I was like, oh, he died. Too bad. He just fell off. Yeah.
Also, I wanted to make like, I'm sorry, I'm just like lounging, guys.
You're
I taught summer school all day, and I'm
away.
so I just wanted to be comfortable for this Thursday Murder Club.
Yeah,
It's
But anyway.
it's comfy cozy.
that's right.
Yeah, nobody wants to be uncomfortable for a comfy cozy discussion.
No,
Anyway, who was your favorite character and who was your least favorite?
same as yours.
I liked Elizabeth. I thought she was funny. Like her and Joyce together, but Elizabeth was like antagonizing everything and like
She was
just
so
you know,
funny.
she's funny. So I liked her.
I did like her sass and her. I
Yeah.
liked her leadership.
The way she was like, I'm not gonna fall for that. No,
Mhm.
telling it how it is. That's kind of how I am. So, these trees are blowing. Can we get some rain, please?
Listen, it looked like it was going to storm earlier.
Everybody do
And
the rain dance.
If you guys remember when we did sprints,
Mm,
it was coming a torrential downpour. And I
yeah.
was like, are you kidding me? Now it's going to downpour
I think
again.
it's supposed to this weekend. I don't know if it is in your part of Tennessee, but
Yeah,
for
it's
us,
supposed to storm.
okay.
We need it. Everybody needs rain
need it.
right now to cool off this nastiness. Oh, look, it says it's going to rain in like 30 minutes, but not for very long. Probably not enough to cool it off.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh, I guess it is going to cool it down to the 70s.
Wendy's copy was a library copy.
That's funny.
Well, that's a good thing. At least you didn't buy it. I know it's not for everyone, but I'm so sad. Listen,
I'm so glad that you loved it.
sorry.
I
that we
wish I
loved
felt
it.
about it the way you did.
Yeah.
Yes, we love that for you. We really do. No, it's not bad at all,
We
Betsy.
said the same thing.
Ian was literally the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, who's Donna? Wait, Donna was
The
cop.
detective. Yeah.
Mm.
And then, please somebody explain to me what, this is probably a dumb question,
No.
but what is DCI? Like when she would say DCI Hudson,
I don't know.
what does that mean?
I think
DCI
it's
Hudson.
like a detective something investigator. I don't
Okay,
know.
so it's like a title. His
It's
title.
yeah, it's like a police. Yeah. It's
Okay.
like a police.
I didn't know and I didn't care to look it up.
I didn't
Yeah.
either.
The
I was
only
like,
only because I have read, detective inspector. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know what the C between it is, but yeah, it's
I
a detective.
figured it was along that line.
Yeah, because I read books from an author from Claire McIntosh. She does a lot of like Welsh books, and they have that's what they call them too. So I was like, with
Yeah.
the British Welsh accents.
Must
and
be a
stuff.
British thing.
Yeah.
I think if I had to choose, Elizabeth would be my favorite because I thought she was the most sassy. And yeah, definitely Ian for the least favorite. I'm glad he died. I love them all, but Elizabeth and Stephen are my faves. Stephen is
Penny's husband. Or no.
Husband?
Stephen is her husband. John was
Penny's
Penny's
husband.
Sorry. Yeah. Stephen was Elizabeth's. Yeah. Husband.
least favorite Ian for sure. Supposed to rain for tomorrow, from tomorrow to Thursday. Yeah. It's supposed to rain here most of the rest of
Good that I don't have to water my flowers because they get watered for me.
They have been, oh my gosh, they've been dying
I'm
for
not- Hey, this is
Oh,
random. I was going to post this in Comfy Cozy. I didn't yet. But, I told y'all my zinnias have been coming up.
Mm-hmm.
and that's not what I planted this year. Well, finally today, like black-eyed seasons are starting. To
Oh
come back.
my gosh!
I was like,
So
finally, I don't
pretty.
know what happened to those seeds because the zinnias came back from last year. So anyway,
Nice.
Pretty. When you didn't have a favorite character.
you can get far enough.
Hi, Cassie. You're not late. We're on number 4. You're fine.
I didn't know what was going on.
What'd she say?
She was about to ask that. I said I didn't know what was going on.
Did you have any theories of where this book was going? Did you have any idea of who done it before they did? I will say I did suspect Father Mackey, was that his name? The priest?
Yeah.
I did suspect him until something happened to him, and then I was just trying to figure out.
Yeah.
The whole time
I also did think that he did something, whether it was like intentional or not intentional. And then when, of course, Elizabeth's coming in telling the story about what he did, I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then I'm like, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, okay.
I think at one point in the story, I wondered if John did something because, like, you know, sometimes it's the people that they mention and then they don't mention them for a while again, so you forget about them. And then, so I thought John maybe, but I wasn't like invested in any thoughts. And then when it went off the rails with, oh, this is also happening, I was like, okay, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. And honestly, I forgot about the husbands for a long time. And then I don't know how you say his name. Bagdan, who did, and I'm going to say some spoilers now. Yeah. So anybody who is not wanting to be spoiled here further, I love you so much, but we're going to spoil the book. Bagdan did like 2 out of the 3 murders, or Bogdan. And I completely forgot about him. I hate when I do that because I want it to be somebody that I remember and somebody that I know. And when it's somebody I can't remember, it takes it away from me.
I feel like they said his name enough for me to remember who he was, but I wasn't thinking about him.
Like, what did he have to do with the story? Like, who was he anyway? Like, do you remember who he was?
I think he was just helping out, working with Ian, like a contractor type dude who would take jobs. He would just take jobs to like clean up.
He worked with Ian.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I just skimmed right over that part. But he did like most of the murders. But we'll talk about that too. And did your guys' audiobooks do an accent for him? Yeah, it kind of threw me off too.
Yeah.
Wendy, headed out.
Not that she thinks I'll
just in case. There's no way of guessing anything for me. Cassie didn't have a favorite. This wasn't my favorite book ever, but I definitely liked it more than you 3 did. Love that. No clue. Thought it was Father Mackey. We did get a lot from Father Mackey. Like, we got a ton of perspective from him.
Oh, booty.
I suspected.
She is all over me. I'm trying to get her to lay beside me. I'm laid back, and so she's just like trying for attention.
That's funny.
Okay.
No, I never try to solve the mysteries. I just enjoy the ride. I wish I was.
I typically do too. Well, especially in thrillers. Like, I never try and figure out what's happening in a thriller. But for like this, I thought I probably should pay attention and see if I could figure out what's happening because you're going along with them while they're trying to figure out this murder, right? And I'm like, I just can't. I can't. Yeah. I mean, I just couldn't. I was like, I don't know what's going on, so I'm not going to try to solve anything.
Don't do it on accident ever.
No,
because like I feel like most of the time I do it on accident because my mind goes too fast.
No, it depends on who wrote the book or what I'm reading. Like sometimes I'll try to figure it out, or sometimes I'll think, oh, I wonder if it's this. But this one, there was too much going on, so I just was not.
There have been times when I've been in the middle of a book and I'm like, oh, I bet it's this, and then it's like immediately that. So like if I do figure it out, it's like right before it's revealed, and then I'm like,
But
It's
usually
not
I
like
get
Charlie.
so mad if I figure it out because I don't want to figure it out. Like
Right.
that's what I bought the book for. I want you
But
to
then
figure it out.
sometimes I think I figure it out, and then I don't, and I'm like, well, my idea was better.
That's funny.
I feel like my ideas would have been better for Thursday Murder Club.
Probably. Gosh, we're hot taking tonight, aren't we?
I'm so sorry, Andrea.
This dog does not lay down.
Suspicious of Father Mackey. I already forgot why he did it. We're gonna go over it, I promise, because I do have notes. I
Well,
took
good thing you got
Glad
those.
you do.
Because we're just like, I
Oh gosh. Thought maybe Ron was involved, but I didn't know in what way. Mm-hmm.
Who's Ron?
One of the Thursday Murder Club
Yeah.
Oh,
members.
It was Ron, Joyce,
Joyce.
Elizabeth, and Ibrahim.
Abraham. Yeah, Abraham. That was throwing me off too.
Abraham Lincoln.
I'm like, why are we? At first, I was like, are they just saying that weird? And then I was like, nope, that's an I.
That must be a British name because I've never once heard that name ever.
Abraham. Yeah, me neither. Abraham.
I realize who the killer is sometimes, but as long as the ride is good, I don't care.
I'm the same.
I just enjoy the settings and characters.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a fun question that I feel like we don't have to do hot.
Yay.
One of my favorite scenes in the book was when Joyce was talking to the two detectives, and she kept feeding Hudson pieces of cake. And then at the end of the chapter, she's like, make sure that you let Donna drive because that cake had a ton of vodka in it. And that's how she was getting him to
I
talk.
don't know how I feel about a vodka cake.
I know that.
I mean, vodka ain't even good. Why?
Like, how
Why
would
would
you
you
not
do
notice that?
Do what?
How would you not notice that? How would you not taste that after a while?
Yeah,
But-
I don't know.
What is your favorite type of cake? Or, cake. If you don't like cake, what is your favorite type of dessert?
My mother-in-law makes the best strawberry cake. So that's my favorite.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say strawberry shortcake, or like my grandma used to make this. She called it a Twinkie cake, but it wasn't made with Twinkies. It was just like a yellow cake mix, and it's a poke cake, where you poke the holes in it and you put the sweetened condensed milk down in it, and then you cover it with whipped cream and strawberries. It's delicious. So basically, like a strawberry shortcake, but
so good.
but with a moist cake, not the dry, strawberry shortcake type shortcake. But yeah, I don't know. I do like cake. I like all kinds of cake. You don't like cake?
I love cake.
Oh,
It's
you
not
love
my favorite dessert. Like if I'm picking dessert, it's not my favorite go-to.
Yes. I love a lemon cake. I love anything lemon.
Lemon, yeah.
Lemon.
If you put lemon in front of me, I'm gonna eat it.
But I love like classic white cake.
Mhm.
But the icing makes a difference. Like,
Yeah.
are you guys icing people? Please tell me you like icing.
Mm-mm.
Icing.
It depends. I mean, I don't
Depends on
like.
the
I'm not just gonna eat the icing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
but
definitely
do you
don't
eat a cake
like-
without icing? Is what
No,
I'm asking you.
no.
No, I mean it has to have icing on it. I just don't
Yeah.
like lots.
There are
of it.
people that will scrape off the icing,
Mm-mm.
like a bunch of
Now
psychos.
the ratio has to be good. Like
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
eating the end that has like all this stuff. I'm gonna take that off and just eat the icing on the top of it or whatever. But I love white wedding cake. There's a difference between just like a regular white cake and like a wedding cake white cake. I love it.
Yes.
It is my favorite. I would say of all cake, but of a cake I make, I like, strawberry shortcake. But like if I go to a wedding and you have a cake, I'm eating it. If it's a white cake. Yeah.
Another question is, like, you like icing, but do you like buttercream? Buttercream.
Buttercream?
I like the buttercream.
Yep.
Buttercream.
You like, but Casey just laughed at me. Do you like buttercream icing or whipped
I'm
icing?
gonna start calling it buttercream.
Buttercream.
You like
buttercream.
buttercream?
Yeah.
Did you?
I
know-
don't want whipped.
Yeah.
And I don't like that crap. Walmart cakes with that nasty not tasting icing. You they don't taste like nothing.
No, ma'am. No,
That
ma'am.
is like literal just sugar.
That's
in
my
a-
favorite.
cut.
No.
Did you hear what they
No.
said?
Wait, what's your favorite kind? The whipped?
The one from Walmart.
No, that's the worst one.
Did you hear what they said?
That icing is not good. I like homemade buttercream icing is good.
Yeah.
I used to make cakes. It's delicious. And then no, those cupcakes that you get from Walmart with those icing on it.
No.
Oh my god.
And then they put that food coloring in it, and your teeth's going to turn colors.
Yeah. So bad.
Guys.
Costco has some good cakes.
Hannah's dying inside.
Do y'all have a Costco? Their cakes are so good.
Sam's has a really good cake.
Yeah.
No, but no lie. Casey and my parents got me like small cakes from Walmart with that icing on it, just because they knew for my birthday, because they knew that I liked the icing so much.
Yeah. I do love that they sell just like the individual pieces that you can literally go buy, but I don't love the icing on the top of it. I don't eat it.
Wow.
Just a little. Just a
Now I
little.
know how Andrea's feeling right now. He's just like, oh yeah, that junk from Walmart, terrible, trash.
Hannah's over here. I love it.
Oh my god. Oh, Andrea, we're in the same boat together, honey.
Yeah.
Betsy likes pineapple upside down. Nice. German chocolate or Italian cream. Oh, fancy. Italian cheesecake. Must be Italian with ricotta cheese.
Not New York cream cheese. Huh.
I'm intrigued.
It's very specific. I do like cheesecake though too.
Annie, are we talking about like the whipped icing? I
Mm-mm.
love all cake, but a regular vanilla cake with vanilla frosting from the bakery.
Yeah.
I love icing. I was saying, Betsy. Lemon cake. Yes. And there's people that will literally just scrape off the icing. I'm like,
Mm-mm. You know what is so funny is my mom never used to eat a ton of sweets. And now she eats. And I didn't realize this, that the nurses told me this the other day. So I took her cupcakes for her birthday. And literally they were feeding her this cup. She will take that cupcake and put the whole icing part in her mouth and just get a whole thing of icing. And I was like, I'm staring at her and I'm like, is that good, Mom? And she's like,
bless her.
anything sweet, she goes for it now. And I'm like, she used to never eat sweets like that.
That's so
like,
bizarre.
She said that the nurse said that something with like the Alzheimer's, she said that like something with their taste buds goes too, and that like so they're not as interested in their food. And so sometimes she says they'll have to feed them like a scoop of regular food and then give them like a scoop of their dessert. And they always have dessert up there. They eat good at this place where my mom is at. Like I walk in and I'm like, where is my plate? I was like, this looks good. Like, this looks good. So she eats better than she did when she lived with me. But yeah, she says they'll give them a bite of their dessert between it because it makes them open their mouth again to eat instead of turning.
That makes sense.
Because the something with the sweetness hits their taste buds different. So they can really taste it.
And it keeps them eating.
Yeah.
That's good.
Versus the other. And I was like, oh.
I never would have thought of that.
Me neither. I had no clue, but they told me that. And I was like, because I was like, dang, she'd be liking the sweets.
And maybe she's just discovered her newfound love of sweets.
They did say she loves her desserts. And I'm like, who am I? I didn't know. She never liked them before.
Oh, bless her.
All the time now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also, Cassie, rude. It's fine.
But also, she said cream cheese icing. I forgot about that. That's also amazing. I will
I
take
do
that.
love cream cheese icing.
On a red velvet cupcake is delicious.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
Yeah.
No other way to do it.
Yeah.
Those people are bastards. My husband is one of those people. Betsy, you need to like convert him or something. Wedding cake has almond extract. That's what makes it different.
I love it. It's so good.
Someone told me there are cake people and icing people. I'm a cake person. I will eat the sponge and leave the icing. Jen, what are you doing?
I like both. I mean, like I would eat a cake without icing. I like if someone gave it to me. This is all we have. I'm gonna eat it, but I would prefer it with some icing on it.
Yeah, I feel like it's just missing something. Like you have to have it with the icing.
Yeah,
icing is too sweet for me usually, so I scrape it off and then use whipped cream. Hey, buttercream icing all the way.
I want the buttercream.
Not the buttercream. I love Costco cakes. The best. I request it for every birthday. I love our local grocery store bakery cakes. They're just something about local grocery cakes. I do not accept that apology, ma'am. Yes. That's probably like why they started seeing that people would actually buy them.
Yeah.
I used to get them too as a kid, and then I just realized I never lived until I had better icing. So,
do you guys like canned icing? Like when you make your own cakes at home, do you guys like the frosting in the cans?
So when I was in college, I used to just, when I was having a bad day, I would just eat chocolate frosting.
I like the chocolate one. I mean, I'm not a big chocolate person anyway, but like if I make a chocolate cake with chocolate frosting, I do like that. But like if I make a cake at home, I always get the icing, the tubs of icing, and then I add powdered sugar to it and make it more of a buttercream. Like I fluff it up. Look, girl, you throw that in a mixer and add some frost, some powdered sugar and some milk to it to consistency, and it's like even better.
I don't know that I've ever made a cake at home, to be honest with y'all. Like that's just not something I make. So, but my mother-in-law, she does everything from scratch. So like her cake from scratch, her icing from scratch. That's why it's good.
Cream cheese icing is delicious.
Yeah. Homemade cream cheese icing is so good.
Usually when it's icing, like if I'm making icing, it's probably cream cheese icing.
Yeah.
I don't love the canned stuff just because I feel like it tastes like plastic. I don't know if it's the fact that it's coming out of plastic. It just makes me think of plastic.
That's funny.
And he likes Ready Whip. That's her icing. Jules, my granny's was the same way with the sweets. She had dementia too. It just might be something with dementia too. And when I was little, she hated chocolate, but after she got dementia, we had to carry a snack bag for her. Oh my gosh, with the fun-sized chocolates.
That's funny. It's crazy. It's crazy the things that she.
It's so funny how the body can change on you.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. It's just what you want. Okay. I can get behind the rainbow chip one. I can get behind that one.
I don't know if I've had that.
It's like it's probably just regular vanilla icing with rainbow chips in it, to be honest.
I don't think I would like that.
Are y'all funfetti people?
Nope.
I'm not.
Nope.
Sometimes
I don't like
if it's there, you know.
No.
I mean, if I'm at a birthday party and that's what they're serving, I'll eat it. But
do you guys like sprinkles?
No.
No, I don't.
I can't stand sprinkles on things. I'm like that.
Those really are like plastic. Like, you're eating pieces of plastic.
Yeah.
And the non-perils are even worse, those little round balls.
Yeah. Break it on those.
Like
we're actually allowed to eat this? Like, what's going on? Oh gosh. Oh, I will tell you this, and this is a weird tangent, but there is like at the beginning of every school year, I read this book called First Aid Jitters, and there is a recipe for jitter juice, and it's literally Sprite and sprinkles. And I was like, absolutely.
I feel like I'd get choked.
Not. No. Absolutely not. I don't care if we're all nervous. We're not eating Sprite with sprinkles. I'm just not doing it. It depends on what I'm craving or who I'm baking for. I made my mom an orange cake with orange buttercream from scratch on her birthday. Yeah, we saw that. That looks so good. No
That
sprinkles.
sounds good. Yeah.
Just no sprinkles. Yes, Sponge Betty. I love sprinkles.
Andrea's like,
Poor Andrea.
Andrew's like,
Andrea's never coming
oh,
back.
I will love
yeah.
Oh, right? Like, why you gotta do that? That's not right. Okay,
That's funny.
let's finally talk about the ending. And really quick, I'm just gonna run through the murders and who
Yeah,
did
please
them
do.
and why.
Yes. thank you.
So, and this is not my own notes. I Googled this because I could not remember. But the first victim was Tony, and he was murdered by Bogdan. And he murdered him because of revenge. Tony gave the order to kill Bogdan's friend. And so he went after Tony. Murder 2 was Ian. And John killed Ian because there was a whole story with Penny, and she confessed to him that she killed a boy who had killed his girlfriend. She made justice where there was none and buried his body. So somewhere down the line, Ian had crossed Penny and John had killed. See, like even that, like trying to explain that is a lot.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah.
And then this third one, I had no idea what was going on. Turkish Gianni, which was the dude that died at the end.
That's the name that was bothering me. And it's
It's
Johnny,
like Johnny.
but it's
Johnny.
Johnny. I'm like, it's Johnny. It's not Gianni. It's Johnny. It was driving me bananas every time they said it. I was like, it's Johnny.
Like, why did we even have this
Maybe it
guy?
was.
I don't understand. But Bogdan also murdered this guy.
Yeah.
And Bogdan also murdered this guy for revenge because Bogdan's friend was killed by Gianni. So Tony gave the orders, Gianni did the killing. So Bogdan killed both of them.
So were the bones from Penny's stuff? What were the bones
The bones
that they dug up?
were, I'm pretty sure they were
See, there's too much going on. Andrea, help us out, girl. We need you on here because we don't know.
I feel like the bones were. I don't know.
Andrea, help.
I remember who the bone. I don't remember now, but I do recall them saying who the bones belong to.
Yeah, I just don't remember. There's too much information.
Jen said that was the nun. No. Well, I knew that they.
Oh,
but I thought the nun was very.
Okay, so with the nun, yeah, because she.
Yes.
No, wait, no. Jenny says the bones were from the guy Penny killed.
None of us know because it wasn't
The
explained.
bones were
Okay,
the
here's
lonely
Andrea.
farmer that John euthanized. Oh yes.
It was the girl murdered by her boyfriend.
Okay, that's not.
The bones.
No, there's too much going on.
Are you sure? Because
Well, she's read it 3 times. If she's not sure, I don't know.
because I'm with Annie. I think the bones were from that farmer that John euthanized.
See, that's what I thought.
That's who. Y'all, see, nobody knows. Everybody has a different answer. We would all fail the quiz on this book. This would not be required reading.
I told them, guys, when I sent them the questions, I said, this is not going to be a pop quiz. Okay.
Oh my word.
I'm dead, y'all. We all read this book and have no clue who these bones belong to.
Not a single one of us. And then she said, no, anyways. Said somebody read it 3 times. I feel like that's a problem.
God. Too much. There's like 50 things going on. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm telling you, at the end when she was even explaining who killed who because of who killed who, and I was like, what is happening?
I know it. My head hurts.
It was way too much. And I couldn't keep it.
I'm glad I asked.
Don't give me a reading comprehension test. I thought about it. I was typing about the case and confused myself.
Break the bones for more than one person. I do feel like there were 2 people in
There
there.
was
Yeah.
multiple people in there.
Yeah.
But who they were from?
Who, y'all?
I don't even care. I do not even
Yeah,
Maybe
because it
from
was something about like he didn't have time to like dispose of him or something, so he just like threw him in.
Yeah, and he would come back. Like didn't he come back to the grave or something a couple times?
I don't know.
I don't know. But overall, were we annoyed at how it ended? Were we satisfied with how it ended?
No,
No,
I
because
wasn't satisfied with none of it.
I was confused. I was still confused at the end. So I really, even with the recap that she was given, I didn't
Yes.
feel.
I was so annoyed. I was rolling my eyes, especially when the last guy died. I was so done. I was so over it. I was like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why are people dying just to die? And I don't know who's killing who and why. And it just got too much. So I was not satisfied. I was actually annoyed.
Yes. Oh, I remember the person under the bench too. Yeah.
Yeah, in the tiger urn thingy.
The priest guy.
Nope.
He would sit on the bench all the time and that's why he didn't want it. That's why he didn't want it developed, is because he knew that she was buried under the
And he sat there and
the ashes. Like when she died, the family wanted to take the ashes back to their homeland, and he didn't want to let her go.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems like.
So he kept her, buried her under the. Anyway.
Oh, bless.
Again.
And then they concreted over it or something.
Yeah,
Because he couldn't put it up before they put the bench there. Because he couldn't move it. So that's where she was at.
Wait, what? I can't remember it.
There were 3, 2 descriptive and 1 not, but there were 3. Like, I have to tell a friend of mine not to read this because that's like one of her biggest triggers. There were 3.
Yes. This was dark. Like, this part was heavy.
Not a cozy mystery, just saying.
Yes. And
wait, which guy took his own life? I knew the girl did, but what guy did?
I don't remember. I just know I was documenting it for.
Wasn't it Bernard? It was Bernard, wasn't it? Bernard was Joyce's friend.
John also.
Well, we knew John did at the end.
Yeah. Bernard.
Yeah, because Joyce was writing about Bernard, and that's chapter 88. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why
did he end up being
about? He couldn't overlive something. There was something that he couldn't outlive and couldn't live with himself for doing. I can't remember exactly why he did it.
And then the 9, that one, I was like, oh gosh.
Those were so heavy. And and I don't know if you guys, when I first initially announced the book, there was, I forget who it was. Somebody commented who had read the book, and they may be here right now. Someone commented and said it's not always funny and it's not always lighthearted, and I didn't expect for it to go that dark.
I do appreciate that he broke it up with humor, but yeah, it definitely goes like.
I feel like it should have some kind of warning for sure at the beginning of the book, especially for like unaliving himself. Like that was a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was satisfied. I just can't think about different question and type something else at the same time. No, that's okay. Yeah, John and Bernard. Yeah, both of those parts were really sad.
Oh, the audiobook called him Bernard or whatever.
Bernard.
That's must how they say it. Bernard.
Yeah.
And Cassie, tell your aunt to join, because that is so sweet that she read the book, and I'm so glad she loved it, and I hope she's not watching us.
Right. Tell her not to watch this. Tell her not to watch this. What did y'all think about Penny? Did you think that Penny really, like, what was wrong with Penny that she couldn't talk? I can't remember that. And did y'all think she really couldn't hear what was going on?
I don't feel like they explained enough to know,
I don't think
like
they
what
ever said.
But I
then
do find it interesting that that it took it back to the beginning where the case they were trying to solve or the case that they never touched was that one that she was a part of.
that Penny was on.
Yeah.
And that what's her name? Was it Joyce who allowed him to kill Penny? Or was that Elizabeth?
I don't know. I got confused on which
It was
one.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, let him kill her and then knew that he was going to kill himself and gave him time to do that too.
Because they were, Elizabeth and Penny were best friends. Like, they worked together.
And she was like, I don't know if you can hear me or not. But
Yeah, it seemed like she was just a shell of herself.
Yeah.
Do what?
It seemed like she was just a shell of herself. She was
She had a stroke. She was
Okay.
Something else too that I think that didn't work for me is the fact that we had to constantly read between the lines of what he was trying to say.
Yes.
Because I feel like that last part was really heavy, but I didn't get it until like a page after. What was really
like
happening.
when they were explaining the Penny stuff and I finished that chapter, I was like, so what happened?
Yeah.
And it was hard like to read, and then when you figured it out, it was heavy. It had something to do with him keeping the ashes with her family, wanted to bring them home, and that's why he sat on the bench. Yeah, it seems like I do remember that part now. See, I do agree with this, but like
we don't need that.
We
shouldn't have to have that.
I should have kept a character list and like all of the.
Andrea, have you read the rest of these?
I think she has. I think she's finished this series.
What are they similar? Like, are they just different scenarios of things that they're solving? Is that what it is?
I've heard many people say that. Yes. So I guess it's just same characters, different scenarios. I've heard many people say that this was not the best one. And
I've heard they get better, but I ain't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't know. Yes, basically. Okay, this is a fun one. If you had to solve a murder, which 3 people would you ask to help you? So these can be friends, family, celebrities, people who are not alive anymore, or
fictional people. I don't know.
3 people.
I couldn't think of 3. I had 2.
So I would pick. I mainly have 2 also, but I would pick Caitlin, like our friend Caitlin, like from Pride of Paperback.
That's a good one.
She is so smart. Like her brain is full of so much wisdom, and she reads like she has read mysteries and cozies and all the things for like years. So I would pick her because she's like super intelligent, and I feel like she could do it. I would also pick Spencer from Criminal Minds because he knows what he's doing. He's got experience. He's intelligent and he ain't bad to look at. So I would pick him. And I didn't really think of a third one. Like I was like, I guess I'd probably bring my husband, but that'd be kind of awkward if Spencer was and my husband were there. So, I was like, maybe that would. I don't know. There's a couple.
So I did say my husband only because, like, my husband, he is like an analytical thinker. Like he can think anything through, and he's going, you know what I mean? Like, but he's also funny. So I feel like he would break up the like seriousness of what is happening, and it would be lighthearted. And then my sister, because she is also very smart, and she like can do puzzles good, and she likes crime and like can solve things. So I think her. I couldn't think of a third person, but if we're talking about like a fictional person, I would probably say either Sherlock Holmes or Agatha Christie.
Yeah,
that's good.
True.
That's good. Y'all said your husbands, and I love my husband so dearly, and he's
like
over there and can hear everything that I'm saying, but he does not have blood at all, and he's the most gentle, kind human being ever. And I just don't think that he would be an interrogator.
He's not looking at the crime scene photos.
But in all fairness, Hannah, you wouldn't be either because you're also a gentle, kind human being. And
yeah, do not bring me to solve a murder with you because I would not be any. I would actually help them, honestly. I would be like, sure. You need me to dispose of this? Sure.
I want to take Barry Allen. I've been watching The Flash a lot too, so I'll take him.
Mm-hmm. All these nuts.
My 3, I feel like, listen, I would take Grady Hayes from Live and Let Try. Grady Hayes and
he's a good detective.
Hercule Poirot. I feel like we gotta have him. And then Jules. Yeah.
She knows. She read all them cozies. She knows.
I do be liking some crime stuff, y'all.
I feel like you would be a great person. I feel like you would be the one with the light. Tell me why you did it.
I'm a good interrogator. Yeah, I actually, fun fact about me is I wanted to be a crime scene investigator when I was young.
I totally could see you doing that. What caused you to go off from that?
Because I wanted a family and I knew that like that type of a job was probably, you know what I mean? Like,
it's probably extreme.
Literally got to go to the crimes, all, you know what I mean? And like, and I did start when I went to college. I did criminology. That was my major. But then I ended up dropping out. So got married, had a kid, and it just didn't happen.
I guess it's just not very family driven.
No, because like literally everything you would never be able to, you take it home. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, I feel like there's certain people that are meant for that. And as well, I mean, although I was driven to do that, I'll just keep it in my books. We'll just read all the true crime and the cozies and all the detective books. But yeah, wasn't meant for me in real life.
Betsy said Jules, Gwen, and Jesse.
What a team. What a team.
My aunt and Nancy Drew. I forgot about Nancy Drew.
Yeah, Nancy Drew's a good one.
I was thinking real life people. Well, nobody around me I don't think could help me solve it, but like Jules, my husband would definitely add the comedy.
Oh, Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote. She'd have been a good one too.
Oh yeah. And have you guys ever watched Matlock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched this is an old one. Have you ever watched In the Heat of the Night?
No.
I think I have.
Oh man, that's a good one.
You said, oh man.
Real life people, my brother and his wife are cops, so
yeah, you definitely have to add them to the team.
Miss Marple, Thor, and Murdoch. I love that. What a team.
Murdoch Mysteries. That's funny, yeah.
My niece just started college to be an FBI investigator, so maybe I should choose her. Yep. And best of luck to your niece. What a good career to go into. And we definitely need them. I would take Agatha from Murder, She Wrote and the woman from Law and Order. I have 2 brothers that are cops. Nice. Oops, I meant Jessica. That's okay.
We knew what you meant.
Okay, so some of us have already answered this question, but will you be continuing in the series?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, might. Yeah, I was like, my sister wants to continue in this, so if she has it, I may be like, how do you like it? Maybe I'll try. I don't know. Probably not.
I may try the next one, and if the next one is just like this one, I won't continue.
There's just too many books I want to read. I don't want to waste them, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. If people weren't saying, oh, it gets better, it gets better, it gets better, then I would definitely say no. But then I just want to be, I just want to try and see. But if it keeps going this way, then probably not. No, I don't think so. Already did. But I'll reread. I love that for you, Andrea. That's a big fat no. Potentially. Yeah. Probably not soon, just because my TBR is way too long.
I mean, it took me forever to get to this one. I mean, this is I mean, we've been hearing about this.
That's what, you hadn't started it yet. You were like, I got a week left. And we were like, Jules, you need to start it. It's going to take you a minute.
Those words were so tiny.
Yeah.
And
I read it in a day, though.
I don't know how you did it. It took me a solid week.
Yeah. Well, I did have it on audio, too. Did you have audio? Oh, you did?
I just didn't want to pick it.
It's just a lot at one time, though.
You just didn't want to pick it up. I just
really did.
Yeah.
All right. Drum roll. What'd you give it?
Oh,
not us all being on the same page.
Okay, on Goodreads, I put maybe 2.5, but
No. Like, because the way we've talked about it sounds like a 1, but I gave it a 2,
Yeah.
which for me is like, it was okay. And I do think it was okay. Like, I didn't hate it. We've talked kind of like we probably, but it was okay.
I was invested in the characters. Like, I knew what was going on. And I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
I just didn't connect with anybody. Like, even like what Keisha had said in the Discord too, is that like even those emotional, sad connecting parts weren't as emotional as I feel like they could be, because I didn't care for any of those characters. Like, I didn't have that connection with them, so I didn't feel as bad about it, you know.
And that's a dead giveaway usually if you're not enjoying the book.
If we wouldn't have been reading this for book club, I would have DNF'd it.
Oh yeah, me too, for sure. I would have DNF'd it.
Same.
And I feel like a lot of us would have. But
I was like, I'm DNF, and I was like, dang, I can't.
I appreciate you guys pushing through it. I know you wanted to DNF, Jules. I know you did.
I said, I'm gonna keep going.
Oh, I appreciate you guys pushing through.
I wish I would have liked it more. Like, it's such a popular book, you know.
I know, and I feel like
excited for it.
I feel like the masses would be so disappointed in us.
Yeah,
but
we're sorry.
I agree. I think his writing style had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
You gave it a 4, Betsy, but now it's gonna be a 2. Did we convince you to drop it?
Dang, girl.
Betsy, I was surprised when you gave it a 4, because you had been mentioning, you're like, it's not good, or you were telling Wendy not to continue, and I was like, but is it a 4? Because I don't think you really meant to.
Betsy's like, actually, this is trash. This is not good. Sorry. Oh my gosh, that is so insane. I applaud you both for doing that. 3, 2.5. Realistically, I think I officially gave it a 2.5.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to end up doing a 2.
Yeah.
Possibly lower. Gave it a 3, but more like a 2.5.
Yeah.
Andrea gave it a 5. I love this for you, Andrea.
Yes.
And Jeannie gave it a 4.5. But that may have been a little too generous because I'm already forgetting the story.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I forgot right after I read it. Like all the people happening. I was like,
The Marlowe Murder Club is very similar, so don't bother. Thank you for the heads up.
Yeah.
Too generous. Had to jump on some. Hi, Troy. And the bird. I had to jump on, so me and the birdhouse are on the same page. Oh, okay. Hold on. It took me a second to realize what you just said. Andrea.
Yeah.
And you are on the same page. Okay. 4.5.
4.5. Yeah. She had to come on here and represent.
Yeah, a lot of people who are not here actually. I think Shelly loved it. Which really surprised me. Okay.
All right. What are we doing, Hannah?
What are we doing?
My friends, we normally do castings at the end of my book discussions, but we're not going to do that since there already is a full TV show, which, by the way, we're still going to watch that in August at some point, but we're not going to do a casting. We're going to do a little game, and this game is called, hold on, let me pull it up here. This game is called Who in the Club?
Okay.
And how you play this game is I'm going to ask you questions of who in the club would do this. And your 3 options are the 3 people on screen. Me, Keisha, and Jules.
Who in the club?
Who in the club?
And so we have like sticky notes and index cards and things like that. And we're going to write our answers on the sticky notes. And I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. And we're going to show our answer. And I want you guys in the chat to also give your answers and see if we all pretty much get the same answer.
I'm nervous about what questions you asking.
Your answers are Hannah, Keisha, or Jules. I would love to be able to do everybody in the club. But for just this sake,
I'm gonna pre-write my names.
So,
right? How many?
Well, that's a good idea.
That is a good. I was just going to keep writing it, but that is a
I'm
really.
just gonna write
You'll
one.
save in a sticky note.
What wisdom you have, a wise one.
We just do it, and there's only 3. We might as well.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm doing
Are you
it.
guys writing me? Like,
No, I wrote Jules.
No, I'm gonna write the names.
Yeah.
okay.
Then we can just pick up whichever one it is, and
Does everybody in the chat understand what's going on? Like, as far as the rules of the game, I just thought it would be a little fun little thing since we're the Thursday Murder Club. Who in the club would actually do these things? Me, Keisha, or Jules. And listen, if you want me to be honest, I did not come up with these questions. I asked Chat GPT,
I think that's
and I have not looked at them. I have obviously saved them to my phone, but I've not really looked at them. So this should be fun. Okay. I'm so excited. Much wisdom you have, Jules. Okay, here we go. Who in the club would leave coded messages in crossword puzzles or knitting patterns?
Oh wait, where's my?
Are we
thing?
showing yet?
Wait, don't show it yet.
Oh. Why? You didn't.
Oh, write it down. So
Okay.
everybody in the chat, go ahead and put your answer, and we'll
Yeah,
show
because they got it
ours
right. We didn't have to write.
in 3, 2, 1.
Okay. I can't see yours, Keisha.
Oh shoot,
Jules.
mine's backwards. Hold on.
That's
Hold on,
funny.
mine's backwards. How did you flip your camera?
No, yours looks right
Oh,
on my
yours fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
yours looks fine.
Jules. Yeah, I can read it. That's funny.
Everybody, okay, so we got a Jules, Keisha, me, and Jules. So I think Jules got that one.
That's funny.
Okay. Who in the club would confess to a crime they didn't commit just to protect someone else? Okay, here we go. You ready?
I'm overthinking this.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Yep.
I was between me and Hannah, and I was like, I don't know which one of us.
I know. I was like, it's one of y'all. Y'all are so. I can't. I gotta protect my friends. I'd be like,
I do. Yeah, I do feel
I
like.
was like, what? You did it. You
I'm like,
No.
I feel like you all would.
that's funny.
Okay. Next, who in the club would sweet talk a suspect into confessing? Sweet talk.
Okay.
Like, what are we talking like? Sweet talk. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Hannah probably would. Hannah's real sweet, to be
She'd be
honest.
like, I just picture her with her students, and that's how she'd be like,
voice.
okay, now, sir, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna need you to confess.
Please. I'm going to ask you nicely. I'm going to gentle parent you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Who in the club
Oh dear.
Who in the club would absolutely cover up a murder if they thought the person deserved it? 3, 2, 1. I don't think that one was hard for any of us. They're still coming in.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. That one's unanimous.
There was
I'm
no
like, I
question there.
Saw nothing. I don't know anything.
I mean, technically, you did say that earlier.
Yeah. Ah, that's funny.
Oh gosh. Who in the club would carry around a just-in-case magnifying glass? Like, just carry it around in your back pocket.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
We all said it. All right, comments. Which one y'all got?
We all
Okay.
said something else. I feel like Keisha,
Me.
because Keisha's like, I gotta be prepared with all the extra things.
That is true. She is definitely a planner.
Yeah,
That's probably true.
Yeah, you can have a backup for the backup for the backup.
that's valid.
That's funny.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Who in the club would write a oh my gosh. Who in the club would write a murder mystery novel so they could kill off people they didn't like? 3, 2, 1.
I'm cheating and putting 2 because I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Y'all don't know me. I would do that. Did y'all hear me the other day? I don't know where we was at, and I said I used to make houses on The Sims and make people that I didn't like.
Oh
and
yeah,
burn
that was on
down.
Jordan's
That was
sprint.
me. So I would do it too. I put both.
That's funny. Me and Keisha, we're
Nobody would know.
writing a book to
Only fictionally, not in real life.
yeah,
You know, we got to process.
yes. We love Jesus.
There's very few people that I dislike, though. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
man.
Okay. Next one. Who in the club would solve the case by baking clues into a cake? 3, 2, 1.
I was about to say that better be unanimous because you. I mean, Jules bakes a lot too, though.
I do bake too, but
does.
not as Hannah.
Yeah, I feel like that one was also unanimous.
I feel like either
Yeah.
one of y'all could though, but y'all bake a lot.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
so funny. Yeah, everybody's like, Hannah. Yeah.
Okay, couple more.
That's
Who
she giggles ahead of time. It makes me laugh.
who in the club would host meetings but forget what the meeting was for?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
What? Oh, wait.
Me, I'm a planner. I'm a planner.
What you do forget stuff?
I mean, I do.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I totally would do that. Do that. Look, I would Keisha too.
A lot of them said Keisha for this one.
Yeah.
It's because I present myself as dumb, I guess. That dumb Southern girl, man.
Gosh.
I'm trying though, y'all.
These are so funny. Okay. Who in the club is most likely to have a secret identity?
Okay.
Oh, they already coming in. And 3, 2, 1.
Keisha. Yeah, actually, mine probably wouldn't be secret. I'd just probably be like, I got
Oh,
other-
but see, that's the key word. I probably wouldn't because I'm not good at keeping my own secret.
Oh, that is true.
If
That is
I'm excited
true.
about something or I have like notice I said my secrets, not other people's. But if I have something, I'm gonna tell you because I'm excited.
That's funny.
Yep, it was between you two on this one. Jules and Keisha got secret identities. They got secret identities.
So
Okay.
funny.
Oh, shoot, I lost my place. Ooh, this is a good one. Who in the club would always notice the small details that no one else sees? In 3, 2, 1.
I don't know. It's between you guys. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. It's one of you guys. It's not me.
All the time.
It's
Catching
not me.
things. No, I never catch on to things.
I would
She
probably
always-
notice things that aren't even important just because I'm looking too much into it. That's
Yeah.
what anxiety does to you.
Okay.
Just,
Yeah.
oh,
I'm great at keeping other secrets, but mine not so much.
yeah. I'm like,
I
let me tell
think multitasking is my thing, not noticing small details.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jules, Keisha. All right, we'll do one more. Who in the club would accidentally solve a crime while gardening?
We know who that is.
Mhm.
3, 2, 1. Well, it honestly would be part of my story to come across bones while I am digging up in the dirt.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Keisha's got enough green thumb too. She's got a ton of.
I have a flower bed, y'all. A single.
Yeah. I'm not in
Yeah.
that category at all. That is not me. I would come across some bones while I was digging another hole for some.
Yes, to cover up for somebody else.
I'd be like, "Oops, just throw those in there with the other ones." That's funny.
So that was my little game at the
That's
end.
fun.
All right. Well,
Wow.
that concludes our discussion on Thursday Murder Club. Woo! Sorry, it was not the best book you guys ever read.
It's okay.
Except for Andrea and Troy.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Andrea and Troy loved it. Shelly loved it. I'm so glad you guys loved it. Truly.
I'm
and
glad
if you
somebody
guys- If you guys continue in the series, let us know for sure how you're liking it and
Yeah.
keep us updated. And we will for sure be watching at least the first few episodes of the Thursday Murder
Is
Club.
it a show or
Yeah.
a movie?
I'm definitely
Oh,
watching.
Is it a movie?
I
I-
thought it was a movie.
I thought it was a movie
Oh, okay.
too. So
For some reason, I kept thinking it was a show. So it's a movie. So we'll definitely watch the movie when it comes out. So
Yeah,
I'll
I
be.
definitely plan on.
yeah.
Watch us
I
understand.
already feel like it's going to be so much better.
It's going to be so much better. I feel
We're gonna
like.
understand it way more better after we watch
Way
it.
more better.
Oh,
It's
way more
gonna-
better. That's not
I
word.
feel like it would be a better concept than
Yeah.
it, as a movie than as a book.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's a movie.
Yeah.
It was much more fun than the book. You're welcome. I'm sorry it was not the best, but hopefully the next books that we read will
Yeah.
be
You
better.
win some,
But,
you lose some. It's fine. It
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
month we have Back in Time, which just keep an eye out for the things coming for that. And then August is Agatha August, which we will be reading Agatha Christie books. Hopefully we all have a good time with that, but we shall see.
We shall see.
If
Mhm.
yeah, just keep an eye out for the scheduling of the movie night. And thanks so much for reading the book with us, guys. And thank you, my beautiful friends, for joining me on this discussion. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it for the night, guys. I guess we'll see you somewhere else on the internet. Bye, guys.
Bye.